Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk about how we can export the report of the licenses, right? So licenses are those which are not being used, or in short, the license usage report within Microsoft 365, right? You might be wondering how we can export that, and you might have exported that report using PowerShell as well, right? And also you might have exported the same report from 365 Admin Center, right? Where it shows the number of licenses listed there, right? And then it also shows the which license is assigned to which specific users, right? Maybe if you have thousands or more than 1,000 users across the organizations, the licenses are assigned to all those users, right? So this way it is going to be showing up how we can assign it, right? And then we would be able to see it. But I'm going to show you a simple and easy way to export all that license usage report via Graph PowerShell. And that's pretty straightforward. And it's going to report or export everything for that respective license. And the interesting part of this is that this report is going to be interactive report, right? Right. So interactive is means that it's going to be in the form of HTML, right? Or it's going to be opening in the HTML or in the browser itself. And from there, you can simply scroll up and down and see. So you get to see the complete visibility on the report, and you can see and you can drill down to each and every license manually and gradually, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Before that, I would like to talk about the right set of authentications as well as the graph modules that needs to be installed on your PowerShell. So starting from my PowerShell 7, so that's the mandatory and that's the initial requirement for this, but there are other modules that also needs to be installed on the module for PowerShell. And then there are certain permissions we need to be granted during, or if you are trying this first time, then those permissions would be asked to be granted. And if not, then all those permissions would be asked. And if you have already granted those permissions, that means you really don't need to add those permissions, so that it is going to simply be executing that report, right? So let me go ahead and share my screen quickly here so that you can also understand which permissions I'm talking about and what all things you need on it, right? So here you can see that these are the modules that we need to be installed on the browser, right? So let me make it bit larger so that you can see it clearly. So these are the modules that we need to install on the Graph PowerShell first. Once we have these modules installed, then here are the certain permissions that we should be granted or granting to the authentication or while authenticating to the administrator account, right? So user.read.all, then audit log.read.all, organization.read.all, role management.read.directory, right? So these are the permissions which we need to be using in order to export whole report. Without these permissions, it's not going to be doing anything, right? So this is the commandlet where we are going to install M365 license usage report. And then this is the report, or this is the commandlet which is going to export that report. So this is just for installing the installing purpose, because we are going to install this module. And once we have installed that module, we are going to call that module in order to export that report, right? And once we have done that, then there are some of the features, or I would say the how this report is going to be visible and what all things it is going to provide us. So it's going to provide high free and promotional licenses. So these there would be a filters to the table and summary card to see exclude free and promotional license, including Windows Store, Microsoft Power Automate free, and all other, right? So we have hiding trial licenses as well. So these are the just capabilities or features, I would say, of this report, right? But once you see the actual report, you would be able to easily navigate to yourself and be familiar with the report and understand it very thoroughly, right? So let's go ahead and install this module quickly, and then we would be able to start with exporting this report. So I'm going to copy this command here quickly and this install it here. So this is the PowerShell 7 installed on this laptop. So you need PowerShell 7 installed on your device, and also so now it is asking me to grant this permissions because this is considering as untrusted repository. So I need to select either Y or A. So I'm going to select A because I'm going to ask it to install all the required commandlets and files it needs to be executed, right? So A is the right one for that. And once it is installed, we are ready to invoke or run this report command. So now I wanted to store the report in this directory under C users and then C folder or C folder, right? So I'm going to hit enter here. So once we hit enter, now you can see that not connected. So it is connected to graph, and then it is going to start the gathering process, right? So how it is trying to or starting to gather the process, right? Because as I said, these are the permissions required for it to be able to identify and export the report successfully. It is going to check if it has all the permissions beforehand, and if yes, then it is going to start collecting the details. Also, these are the three modules it needs to be installed on the PowerShell. And once we have those already installed, then it is going to simply start executing and processing your request. All right. So here you can see that it has successfully downloaded the report at this address or at this location. And you can see that it says HTML report generated at this address. So let's go ahead and open this folder. So I'll copy this one, Windows R, paste it and hit enter. So it should show up there. So here's the report. So I'll simply double click on it, and all right. So here you can see that this report is showing complete details, right? At the right side, generated at date and organization name. And then at the top, license usage report. And then you can see the total licenses across 5 subscriptions, right? So 5 subscriptions, it includes the all the different license plans, right? So all of those are the plans available, and that is why it is showing 5 subscriptions. Then used licenses 92, 192, so 0.02% of total in the total of these licenses. And then unused licenses, so it shows that unused licenses are 99.98% of total. Then licensed users are 92, then inactive users are 84. Those are 90 plus days without signing or licensed, and over licensed admins. So there are 6 licensed or over licensed accounts which are privileged users with unnecessary licenses, right? So isn't this cool report, which is going to really help us identifying all of this and give us an opportunity to go ahead and look into the capabilities where we are providing additional licenses wherever we don't really need to assign licenses, and we should take those licenses back and we can use those licenses for future, right? So here we have an option, right? So let's say there are some filters. You can see that show only subscription with unused licenses. So I can enable it, and then it is going to show us, right? And we would be able to see that one. So you can see that here, here are the user accounts and then which licenses are assigned to it. And then account is set to true. And then over licensed privileged users. So there are few accounts, those are over licensed privileged accounts, right? So we can work on those accounts as well and reduce that license capability as well, right? So now let's say disable this filter. Next is hide free or promotional licenses. So this is going to hide all other promotional licenses and keep the original license plan that I have. So let's say this is the plan I have and I can hide or keep it. So hide trial licenses. So here we have option to hide trial licenses and show only the paid ones. And then we can go ahead and work on those license plans as well, right? So this way definitely it's going to help us to filter it out, and then we would be able to go ahead and see. So now here it says inactive licensed users. So these are the users, those are inactive accounts set to enable true, last sign in attempts none, right? So many account does not have that entry. Last successfully sign in, you can see that this account has date entry, this has one of the entry, and this has one of the entry, but many accounts are not, right? Similarly, you can see that on the overprivileged admin or overprivileged licensed accounts, right? So these are the license accounts and we can take the license back because we really don't want to provide those accounts and work on those accounts, right? So yeah, this is how the report is pretty straightforward, and big shout out to Daniel Bradley here because he has built this PowerShell or MS Graph PowerShell module, right? And it's very grateful and very helpful module, right? As this is going to give us the complete control and visibility of the report and is going to be very helpful for each and everyone. Mostly it's only for anyone who is working in Microsoft 365 ecosystem and they wanted to understand licensing and license usage and how we can see who are inactive users, who are over licensed admins, licensed users, and used licenses, and total and unused one, right? So yeah, that is how it is. Pretty straightforward report, right? And yeah, that's what I wanted to show you in this video and talk about it. And hope this is going to be helpful for you and your colleagues and whoever needs to see and watch. And let me know if you have used any other way or any other method in order to export such kind of report and see and share it across the organization and get the visibility of license usage and licenses, right? And how you are managing licenses appropriately, right? I would be happy to know more about it. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions, doubts, anything you wanted to share and ask, right? And also, it would be great if you can share this video with your friends, colleagues, and whoever needs to see around you, right? And yeah, definitely keep watching all other videos around Microsoft 365 Teams, SharePoint, Entra ID, Azure, and FinOps, right? Those are the topics I also talk about and makes videos on. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.